Here we are going to discuss the topic group theory. It is a new topic in this one. So already you are all familiar with the sets. So group theory is also belongs to sets only. So group is nothing but a collection of elements, with the binary operation which satisfying the following properties. So collection of elements is nothing but a set only. Collection of well-defined elements is nothing but set only. So collection of elements together with the binary operations, together with the binary operations. So elements as well as the binary operations which satisfies the following properties. Closure property if the set of elements satisfies these four properties. Closure property, associative property, identity property, inverse property. If the set of elements satisfy all these four properties, then we say that the set of elements is a group. So here already you are all familiar with the what is a closure property, what is associative property, what is identity property, and what is the inverse property. So one by one we'll discuss. What is closure property? So closure property is nothing but, so if you, for all a comma b belongs to some set, if a comma b belongs to some set, so if a star b is also belongs to that set, then we say that one the set of elements is satisfying the closure property under the operation star. So operation star means maybe represents addition, subtraction, multiplication as division. So if a comma b are any two elements which belongs to the set, if a star b is also an element in that set, then we say the set is satisfying the closure property under this operation, right? Let's suppose if you take the natural number, set of natural numbers, so set of natural numbers or set of whole numbers, whatever it is. Let's suppose if you take set of natural numbers. So what are the natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take any two elements from the natural numbers. 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2. Let's suppose 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2. Under the addition, is it satisfying the closure property? Yes. Why? Because 1 plus 2 is equals 3. 3 is also belongs to the natural numbers. So we say that one the set of natural numbers satisfies the closure property under the addition. So is the closure property satisfies the is the set of natural numbers satisfies the closure property under the subtraction? No. Why? Because if you take a is equals to 1, b is equals to 2. So 1 comma 2 belongs to the natural numbers. But 1 minus 2 is equals to minus 1. 1 minus 2 is equals to minus 1. It does not belongs to the natural numbers. Therefore, so set of natural numbers does not satisfy the closure property under the subtraction. So if you take the multiplication, so it satisfies the multiplication, but division does not satisfy. Does not satisfy. So at least one. So n satisfies the closure property under addition as well as under multiplication. So you can check for the whole numbers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, real numbers, as well as the complex numbers, whether the closure property is satisfying or not. Right? This is the first property of the groups. So second one, associative property. What is associative property? So associative property is nothing but if a comma b comma c belongs to the set of numbers, then a plus b plus c is equals to a plus b plus c. So which satisfies that property is known as associative property. Similarly, identity property. What is an identity property? For all the elements in a set, let's suppose here from here onwards we will take G as a set. So for all elements A in G, if A star E is equals E star A is equals to A, then E is called the identity element under the operation star, right? So if you take addition, star as an addition, the operation as a star. So A plus 0 is equals 0 plus A is equals to A. So what is the identity element here? So 0 is the identity element. 0 is the identity element under addition. Similarly, if you go for multiplication, so multiplication is there. So a into 1 is equals to 1 into a into 1 is equals to 1 into a is equals to a. So 1 is the identity element under the multiplication. 1 is the identity element under the multiplication. So the identity element is unique in the set of elements. So here onwards, already I told you, G is a group. G is a set of elements. So the identity element is unique always. There is only one identity element in a group. There is only one identity element in a group, right? So this is the identity property. Coming to inverse, what is inverse? So already we know what is an identity property under some operation star. So what is the inverse? So A star B is equals to B star A is equals to E. A star B is equals to B star A is equals to E. Then B is called the inverse of A. B is called the inverse of A. B is known as inverse of A. Similarly, vice versa. A is called inverse of B. The inverse of element is combined with that element gives the identity element only. So using this definition, so can you guess what is the identity element under the operation addition? So if A is any element, if A is any element, the inverse of A is nothing but minus A under the operation A. Why? Because 0 is the identity element under the addition. So A plus B is equals to B plus A equals 0. So A is equals to B is I need B. What is B? B is nothing but the inverse of A. So what is B? B is nothing but minus A. Minus A is the inverse under the operation. So in real numbers for any A, what is the inverse of A under the multiplication? The inverse of A is A inverse. That is nothing but 1 by A is the inverse under the multiplication. So inverse also a unique. If any set of elements G satisfying these four properties, then we say that the set of elements is a group. Closure property, associative property, identity property, as well as inverse property. So if you take any set of elements, just check whether it's satisfying all the four properties or not. If it satisfies these four properties, then we say the set of elements is known as a group. So, four properties. So if the set of elements satisfying five properties, then we say that is abelian group. So if any set of elements G satisfying four properties is known as group, The fifth property is commutative property. So if it satisfies the commutative property, then all the five properties is known as group, abelian group. All the five properties, if any set of elements satisfying all the five properties, then we say that is an abelian group. So what is the commutative property? A star B is equals to B star A for all A comma B belongs to G. Then we say that is a abelian group. Let's suppose if you take the integers under addition. So set of integers. What are the integers? Minus infinity to plus infinity. All the integers, positive integers as well as negative integers under addition. Take any two numbers. Check whether it is satisfying closure property or not. Then similarly, check whether it is satisfying the associate property or not. Under addition. So what is the identity element under addition? 0 is the identity element under addition. So 0 belongs to the integers? Yes, obviously. Similarly, take an element A belongs to Z. So take an element A belongs to Z. So what is the inverse of A? Minus A. Minus A, is it belongs to Z? Yes, obviously. Means that set of integers satisfying all the four properties. Check the commutative property. Check the commutative property. What is commutative property? A star B is equals to B star A. A star B is equals to B star A. A plus B is equals to B plus A. Under addition annam kabatti, we have to take A plus B is equals to B plus A. Take any two numbers. Check whether it is satisfying or not. Yes, it satisfies. Means the set of integers under addition satisfying all the five properties. Therefore, therefore, Z plus is known as the abelian group. Z plus is known as the abelian group. Similarly, non-zero rational numbers under multiplication. Check whether it is satisfying all the five conditions, five properties or not. If it satisfies all the five properties, then we say that is an abelian group. That is an abelian group. So, group. So, I think you are clear with what is group. So group means which satisfies all the four properties: closure property, associative property, identity property, as well as inverse property. If it satisfies all the four properties, then the set G is known as a group. So apart from these four, if it satisfies the commutative property under any operation star, then we say that is an abelian group. So the number of elements in a group is known as the order of a group. The number of elements in a group is known as the order of the group, right? So finite group. What do you mean by finite group? So finite group is nothing but if the number of elements in a group is finite, then the group is known as a finite group. If the number of elements in a group is finite, so first of all, the set of elements check whether they are satisfying all the four conditions or not. So if it satisfies, then we say the set is a group. So if the number of elements in that one is finite, then we say that is a finite group. Let example minus 1 comma 1 is a group under a multiplication. Check whether it is a group under multiplication or not. All four conditions are satisfying. Yes. So first condition, closure property. Take any two elements, 1 minus 1. Multiplication, 1 into minus 1, minus 1. Also belongs to that group. Also belongs to that group. Similarly, uh, commutative property, minus 1 plus 1 is equals minus 1, 1 minus 1. Satisfying. Identity property. So what is the identity element under the multiplication? 1. 1 is the identity element under this multiplication. Similarly, inverse. What is the inverse of 1? 1 inverse is nothing but 1 by 1. 1 itself only 1. Minus 1. What is the inverse of minus 1? Minus 1, sorry, 1 by minus 1. That is nothing but minus 1. So satisfying. So this is a group, finite group. What is the order of the group? Order of the group is nothing but 2. The number of elements in a group is known as the order of the group. So order of the group may be finite or infinite. Can you give an example for the infinite group? Yes, set of integers. Just now we proved set of integers under addition is an abelian group. So every abelian group is obviously it is group, but every group need not be abelian group. So group. So is it finite or infinite? Set of integers infinite. So the order of the group is the order of the group integers is an infinite. Right? Subgroup. What is a subgroup? Subgroup is nothing but so subgroup is a subgroup of a group is a subset of G. Generally, we denoted this one H. Sub, so, subset of G, which is also a group. So, any subgroup, subset is said to be subgroup. First of all, it is subset as well as the subset must satisfy all the four properties of a group. Then we say the subset is a subgroup of G under some binary operation. So whether it is addition or multiplication or division, whatever it is. So integers, rational numbers and real numbers are the subgroup of a complex number, subgroup of a complex number. If n is any positive integer, then the set n into z is equals to nk. K belongs to z. Means all the multiples of n is also a subgroup of z. All the multiples of n is also a subgroup of z. So this is regarding groups and subgroups. So in this class we discussed what is group, what is abelian group, and what is subgroup.